Self-Publishing Basics 101. So I've been told that this is how you hold a wine glass. Still working on my swirl. So the reason I pair wine with writing is because I have found that when you drink a little vino, you're able to let your inhibitions come down and the writing flows a little bit more freely. Plus it makes it fun. Funners! So today we are discussing self-publishing basics. If you are familiar with me at all, you know who I am. I am a writer. Well, writer is so broad. Ghostwriter, author, author coach, and editor. And I am here to help you take your book from a thought in your head to a book in your hand. So as we skim the basics of self-publishing, I'll try to make this as painless as possible. I promise you, it really isn't that hard, especially when you have an ace in your hole. That's me. I'm your ace in the hole. So your girl will help you get through the self-publishing process. If you are interested in more of an intimate setting, please join me Saturday, April 28th at Wine and Writing. It is a wonderful experience where we have vino, we have brunch, some really good food, and we talk about all aspects of the writing industry. You have me there, I'm in person. You have a small, intimate group of other writers or aspiring authors, and we're all figuring it out together. Well, I already know, but you're figuring it out together. So click I don't know if I can do a link, but there it is. WeWrite.eventbrite.com. Go ahead and snag your early bird seat. This class will sell out. All right, so self-publishing basics 101. First, you want to research publishers. So in this day and age, it has been incredibly easy to self-publish. So we're not even going to go through talking about the traditional publishing route, which is mailing in a script or manuscript, hoping that someone sees it, hoping they are having a good day and they like it enough to put it at the top of their pile, and then praying that they want to give you a little drop in the bucket to publish your book. Not doing that. We want to keep all decisions in your hands. So you have self-publishing, which is what we're going to discuss today, which is where you control all aspects of the publishing industry. Then we have vanity publishing. So vanity publishers, you pay them a fee and they help walk you through the process, but they still maintain control, overall control, and they take a big chunk of your profit. So not only are you paying them some absurd amount, and I've heard everywhere from $5,000 to $20,000 to publish your book, but then they also take some of your profits. No bueno. On top of them being in control of the project, the way that it goes, no bueno. So do your research, read up on vanity publishing, and you will see that I know what I'm talking about, because as I said, your girl knows what she's talking about. All right, step 2, get your idea. What are you writing about? Are you writing about rose petals? Are you writing about motivation? Are you writing about how the Lord took your life, turned it, flipped it upside down, and has turned you into the saint that you are? Are you writing about math and how students need math to go forward and be Nobel Peace Prize winners? Whatever it is that you're going to write, guess what? It's already been done. Somebody has already written about it, talked about it, made it their soapbox to stand on. So it's not necessarily what you write, it's how you write it and how you put yourself, your own flavor into that thing. So figure out what it is you want to write, and then see what else is out there. Who else is talking about it? What have they said that you want to bring something different to it? You want to bring your own flavor. You don't want to talk about black pots and gray pots and red pots and sterling silver pots. You want to talk about pots that your grandmother passed down to you and how they have an emotional connection, which is where soul food comes out of your kitchen. So you want to take the idea that you have, research what's out there, and then make it yours. Okay? Step 3, timeline. Your timeline can be anywhere from 3 months to several years. I've had a lot of people jump in my DMs and say, Carla, I've been working on this book idea for 5 years. And I'm like, what? So it's normal to think that the book is going to take anywhere from 3 to 18 months. That's if you don't have a ghostwriter and if you don't have an author coach. It really could take to the end of that 18 months. But come up with your timeline and establish a target date. I like to connect target dates with holidays. Q4, fourth quarter is really big spending for Christmas. People have money and they just blow money and they just spend it just because they got it or just because they need a stocking stuffer. So if you have a birthday in like May, June, August, that's a good time also because it gives you something to strive towards. You know, we love to celebrate our birthday, and of course, we'd like to celebrate this book as well. So come up with your timeline and then map out the steps it's going to take for you to make that timeline, to make that target date a realistic goal for you and something that you actually can achieve. Because we know if you set unrealistic goals, the likelihood of you succeeding in those goals is slim to none. You'll get frustrated. The book will never be out, and you'll be one of the 15,700,333,903 people who say they're going to write a book and they don't. We're not doing that. We're setting you up for success. All right, so step 4, create an outline. I've said over and over and over and over again, you have to have an outline. You can't just start writing because where are you going to end up? What are the characters going to do? What are you going to talk about? How are you going to connect the emotions of your soul food to your grandmother's pots? You got to know where you're going. So the easiest way to do this is you come up with your main topics, the main points you want to talk about, and then you break those up into subtopics. So it's kind of like how you learned in English in high school how to write a paper, right? You have your 5-paragraph structure, your intro, your conclusion, and then your 3 main points, and each main point had a paragraph to support it. That's how you do an outline. Boom! Just gave you a writing gem. You're welcome. Thank me later. Step 5, write your first draft. Now, I'm sure that if you're watching this, you've already downloaded the link to get your outline and as well as the step-by-step of replay of this. So you already know what you need. You have your outline done. You're in the mind frame to do it. You know your topic is great, but you need to write. How are you going to write? Duh, you use your outline. So you use the main topic as your overarching theme, which connects to your title, and then you have your subpoints. The subpoints are what you write to. Each subpoint can represent 3 or 4 paragraphs, 3 or 4 pages. You write as much as you can about that topic, and then when you're done, you jump to the next subtopic on your outline. That's how you do it. That's how the writing is done. Some days will be better than others. If you need a little nudge in the right direction, then you can look up a blog on that topic, maybe 2 blogs. Start reading through what they say, and when you get the jargon, especially if you are an entrepreneur or a motivator, seeing those subpoints, seeing those words that are specific to your industry will help to jog your memory. It'll get your heart pumping, it'll get your fingers typing, and you can move forward writing about those topics. But please remember, your first draft will be trash. It will be. It can be good trash, but it's still going to be trash. When you finish that first book, you can't say, oh, I wrote my book, y'all, I'm done. No, ma'am. No, sir. We're not playing that. First draft is going to be trash. You're writing it to get all of your information out. After you write it, give it a rest. About a week, get back to it. This is the beginning of your editing phase. So you want to read through each chapter Make sure the writing is cohesive. Make sure you can understand your writing, because if you can't even understand what you're saying or the points that you're illustrating, how do you expect your reader to? Read through it, make sure that it makes sense, make sure your overarching message is understood and heard, and it will resonate with your audience.